We are here with the Hoots Happening podcast. I'm your host, Mike Wilshire.
Kathleen.
Mike Wasden.
These guys are awesome. I wanted to introduce y'all, but I didn't know if what I'm supposed to say stage names, right? You're
Yeah.
the Waz.
Well, yeah, it depends on which stage, but yeah.
To me, you always be the Waz.
Well, I appreciate that, I guess.
You'll always be the Waz, right? So, lead guitarist, bass guitarist, you can
Lead
play pretty
vocals.
much anything,
I
sing anything.
don't play drums.
You don't?
That's about it. I've gigged as a front man, as a bass player, as a piano player, but
I didn't know you played piano.
never drums.
Piano, huh? All over the board? Pretty good?
Yeah. But I mean, we have Jeff Williams in Stone River, so
Well, yeah.
you don't need another,
Jeff Williams can play the piano.
He's kind of got that on lockdown, yeah.
Jeff Williams can play the piano very,
Yeah,
very
I always tell everybody, with Stone River and Motel Gypsies too, I'm not the best singer in town, and Paul, he may not be the best guitar player in town. Guitar players to me is once you get to a certain level, it's just about who you like best.
Really?
What's your personal preference, but Jeff is the best piano player in North Texas.
Yeah, he's all over the board.
Yeah.
I've seen he can cover it, and it was a great show. Enjoyed it. Truly talented with everything that y'all did.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see this weekend.
Yeah,
to
we're
see
looking
with you.
looking forward to Saturday. Yeah.
So, how many bands do you actually play in? You want to name them all, or you just want?
So I have my band Stone River, and me and Paul and Jeff have had that band with different bass players and drummers that were all great, but for 23 going on 24 years. So, we're comfortable with each other.
Right.
And then Jeff and I play with our buddy Stephen Pointer in Motel Gypsies. I play bass in that band, and
That's what I was trying to remember what you played.
we we don't play very much, 6 or 8 times a year maybe. And then I do play with Will Wallace in his band. I play bass for him on occasion. I think he's hiring a full-time bass player now, so.
Probably so.
Because sometimes I just can't be there,
Sure.
even though we love each other. Because Will plays drums in Motel Gypsies.
Oh wow.
So,
Nice.
yeah.
And it was Jimmy.
Jimmy Doretto played,
Jimmy
yeah,
Doretta last night.
who
or the other
he
night.
was our drummer. Mm-hmm. And when Kat and I booked that deal Friday for Motel Gypsies, Will, because he's got songs on Spotify now, and he's got a distribution deal with Sony. He just signed last week, so shout out to him. Congrats on that.
That's awesome.
And this is a recording artist, by the way, that plays here on
Correct.
a regular basis.
Yeah.
I would like
Correct.
to point out, you guys have songs that are out there,
Yeah,
and we're working y'all's songs in between sets of other bands. Whenever the other bands are
hey,
coming
that's
in,
awesome.
we're trying to get more of a draw towards our normal
Our
day-to-day
artists that play here.
artists that we have playing in here.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm sure everybody appreciates it.
Yeah, it's been music's changed quite a bit for us since COVID, and just since I was young, music has changed quite a bit on the dancing and what people want to get out there and dance to. And I feel like if they don't recognize the song in the first 2 or 3 notes, they're kind of, I don't know. And there's times where people have requested stuff there at the DJ booth, and I play it, and that's about 15 seconds of that dance floor being empty. And I feel like a complete and total failure.
Yeah, well,
Because everybody's trying to grab a partner and go and get out there, and stuff. Music's just changed.
that's just part of the deal. Although music has changed, there's certain values and essence of the music that'll never change.
Sure.
Let me turn this off.
Always want to be able to dance with your pretty lady. That's never going to change for any of us.
Right.
And we're always going to work our way towards it. But yeah, I think that I have to watch myself and make sure, because a lot of the bands I don't even know which are going to cover versus originals.
Right.
And nothing worse than whenever a band walks up to me and goes, okay, we're going to scratch one song off because you just covered it in the middle of where I'm
Yeah.
like, you could probably play it again.
I usually don't do that. I just play it. I play it anyway.
It was a request.
Well, a lot of bands will bring a sheet,
list,
a set list for the DJ.
We've
Yeah.
been pretty lucky about getting that, or else I snatch it early on and take a picture of it. And then
Yeah.
put it
I'll
back.
make sure you have one Saturday.
Yeah, always. It's
We
good.
do, Stone River, we do current stuff to keep us current, but, a lot of our stuff is B-side stuff, and, that we've kind of, that we've been fortunate enough to have people come watch us, over the years. those B-side songs have become popular to them, you know, and
First time I ever saw Stone River Band was at Western Place.
yeah, we spent probably way too much of our life there.
That was a date me and Steven went on. He's like, "Hey, my buddy's band's playing at Western Place."
And that is,
What an asshole! That's where he took you.
that's where he took you. Yeah, I was just about to say that is like
Damn, Steven.
like half the size of this. And
Yeah.
was it smoking then?
Oh,
Was it-
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I don't know if they still
Back
are
then, I
back
didn't
then.
really care though. You know,
Right,
about the
right,
smoke.
right.
You
There
know?
might as well have been a campfire in the middle of the dance floor.
I mean, I didn't think there could be anywhere more smoky than Hoots, but I
It's
think
a-
Western Place might.
It's a little place. You know, I mean, it's a little
Especially
place.
back then, we had a pretty hot little band back
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
and you know, 3 nights a week we packed that
Yeah,
place, and
yeah,
it
sure
got
did.
small quick.
You know, no, I love it. It smells good now. I bet you it's good on your voice at the end of the night after you.
It does help.
performed.
It does help.
You know,
And I think the people enjoy. I think even the people that smoke enjoy it better when it's not smoking.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We have,
You know, I'm not a big smoker, but I'm not gonna lie. You know, people know me. If I get to drinking, you know, I'll smoke.
yeah.
But I don't want to. I mean, I'd much rather sit in a non-smoking bar versus a smoking bar.
Sure.
And on your break, you run out there and burn one and talk to somebody
Yeah.
or something real quick and come back. That's the way all our employees do that now. Everyone here that's a smoker.
Well, and working on getting the music piped into the patio, so whoever's playing on stage, we can have the music playing out on the patio and have it streaming on the TV out there.
Yeah,
What do you think of the new sound system?
I love it. I love it. I wish we could have got a better mix last Friday, but
Well, we struggled last Friday. but
our
that's-
sound guy was out. But we won't have that problem Saturday.
That's
Yeah.
our growing pains.
But this,
Yeah.
I mean, even you know, when
that.
we were doing sound check, man, just these speakers are, you know, and it's just quality. You
It
know,
is, yeah.
It's I mean, night and day difference, I think, compared
Oh, it's
to,
been a game changer
you
for
know,
us.
we've had, with the exception of that the other day, we have not had any trouble like that. And the only reason why I think we had trouble is because we had to go to the alternative board.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the reason why, and that's where we had the problems before to begin with. So I've noticed, I mean, but even the customers are pointing it out, coming up to me at the DJ booth. Hey, these guys are great. Who are they? Who's this band?
Well-
and I have to point to go over there and take a picture right there. That's
Yeah.
who they are.
Yeah.
But, you know, they've been here many a times. You know, I mean, like you're
the-
trying to help.
The clarity's just,
Yeah.
just better
Well,
now.
this RCF stuff is high dollar stuff. I mean, it's good stuff. You know, you don't typically find this stuff in a honky tonk bar. You know.
Right.
But you know, just the fact of flying the speakers and getting them up above everybody's heads, you know, and enables you to push it a little bit more without ripping people's heads off. And
Right.
you know, when you get up to that point, you know, I tell people all the time, you know, it's only too loud if it sucks.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, if it's good, nobody gives a shit if it's too loud because it's good.
Yeah.
And for the individuals who sit at these first two tables and tell me it's too loud, I want you to know the DJ has no control over the band. None whatsoever.
Well, and honestly, compared to how it used to be,
Yeah, you cut a bunch of that out.
It's so much better, even at
Much
these
better.
front tables here. And so many people have asked if we remodeled the stage, and I'm like, no, but it's because the big speakers aren't
Yeah.
stacked on either side of it.
And I've noticed that the ones who really want to blare the music, because there's some of us who's been around a lot of loud stuff, that it's good, diesel engines and the military and all that stuff, they sit up at the front rows and they're pretty happy. But I've noticed a few others that sit about midway back whenever the band goes off and I start DJing, they tell me it's too loud. But what you have to understand is we don't have sound all the way back to the pool tables that this sound has to carry there. There is some, but I think the jukebox dialed in back there a little bit better. But as far as the DJ booth, we have to actually broadcast to everyone. Eventually
Sure.
we'll have things to where they're more zoned off, and that's something that we've talked about. But right now, you got to be patient with us. Speaking of honky tonk, though, we got to talk about honky tonk traditions.
Yeah,
You got to tell about tonight.
yeah, we got dance lessons tonight, starting at 7.
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, 7 to 9, free lessons. We're doing line dance lessons, and I guess more specifically country line lessons. I didn't know there was a difference. That's 7 to 8, and then partner dancing 8 to 9. But you don't have to have a partner. There's lots of singles that show up. So yeah, and John, our instructor, super good guy, super talented.
And I would like to plug something else that you are so sweet and you don't say, but I've got to pick on it just a little bit. The girls that are coming in here by themselves to learn to do these dances, if I was 30 years younger and
Yeah.
single,
We need some guys. We need
guys,
some guys
you
for the
don't
girls.
know
Yeah.
what you're missing. I turned around, they came up like in a herd, like 5 of them came up to the DJ booth
Yeah.
and requested that I play Footloose. And it was like turning around and looking into this sea of unicorns of these beautiful girls going, okay, that's not going to be a problem.
You're right.
I
You don't even
turned
have to
back.
That
tell
we
me.
refer to now as a herd.
Right. It was a herd. It was a mob. I don't know what you want to call it, but whenever they're beautiful, you
Plethora?
know. Yeah. Whenever they're beautiful, you don't mind that a plethora is standing
That's
there.
true.
When they're angry and they got butcher knives, that's when you go, wait
When
a
it's
minute.
good, you don't give a shit if it's too much.
Right. You don't give it. I did not give a
Oh,
shit.
you want me
that
to
it's
play
too
it
much.
back to back? Yeah,
Yes,
I'll do that.
I will. I will
Absolutely.
play it over. And they were gorgeous little girls that got out there. John will come. He's now our security guy, and he'll come out and dance with everybody because ain't nobody gonna start no ruckus in the middle of Footloose. Not whenever all the pretty girls are on the
Right.
floor, right? And
They
there
were in
was-
this weekend.
Yeah,
We
there
had
was
some
like there
fun
were.
dances.
They're all part of the. I see them here on Wednesday nights as
Yeah,
part of the
that's
dance
great.
troupe, taking
That's great.
you know taking the lessons and
Sure.
stuff, and just great. I mean, it's been really good for I wouldn't say morale, but for the bar in
Yeah.
general, that everybody is starting
Well, it
to.
gives it some life. You know, makes it a middle of the weekday. You know, just
And
more
I-
fun and.
I would say about half the people that are out on the dance floor during that time, I would bet there's probably just as many off in between the tables, kind of looking and rehearsing and trying to do the dance and saying, you know, I can do that. I think I got it. And then they're out by the end of the dance. By the end of the song, they're out there trying and doing. And that's all that matters. You're just having a good
Well,
time.
you know, I think one of the keys to a good instructor is to make people comfortable enough
Oh, yeah.
to go out and try to do stuff that they haven't done before.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, nobody likes to look dumb in front of a group of people.
Right.
Sure.
You know, but when you're comfortable enough to go, hey man, look, that's why I'm here. We're learning, we're having
Right.
fun, we're all learning together.
And that's
Well,
all he
We're all on
is.
the same team here.
And
what he
John's
does.
like this big, tall, burly guy. Like
Yeah.
he's not a. He has zero feminine characteristics
Yeah.
at all.
When he
so,
stands up here at the stage to talk to you, you don't have to look down very far. He's
Yeah.
6'6".
Yeah.
So when he's there, you're like,
Yeah,
wow, he's
so-
looking you eye to eye when you stand on the stage, and I'm 6'1", you know. So I'm like, I'm not 5 inches up
I
here.
think
You're
it-
a little bit taller than that.
I definitely think it makes it better to have
Oh yeah.
more of a guy than. It
Strong,
makes it
confident.
better for everybody,
Yeah,
the
he's
girls
strong,
and the
confident,
guys.
They have
You know.
fun. And then the couples dance, I noticed that it's just increased. It
Mm-hmm.
went from not very many people the first time to quite a few later on. And then we have Thirsty Thursday with Colin.
Yep, Colin.
Colin's back to. He's going to be spinning music for y'all. If you anything you want to hear, he'll play it. He's
Yep.
going to be doing it all. He's here.
Yep.
And then we go back to Friday nights. The ladies get in free till 9.
Till 9, and we're doing $5 crown and downs till 9, $4 wells till 9, and this Friday is Party Hardy Band. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
And
And then Saturday, Stone River Band.
River Band.
One of our
And
all-time
I-
faves.
I am not allowed to buy a drink after 7. So if you got me a $5 crown and down and brought it up to the DJ booth, we would never tell my boss. Or the
Secrets are
owners.
safe. Secrets are safe there.
So is a $5 crown and down, is it anything with crown?
Anything crown, like cost
Crown
of
is fine.
crown and down. So it could
So
be
like a
crown,
shot,
it could be
crown and
Tito's,
Coke.
it can be,
Crown
you
would
know,
be fine.
it doesn't have to be crown.
But you're well.
Oh,
within
you
it.
mean
Yeah.
the price
Crown.
of crown and down below that?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking crown down.
I'm glad you asked that because people ask me that all the
I
time.
mean, I've been doing this for 30 years.
Right.
You
I
know?
thought crown and down at my throat. Yeah.
Yeah, I always
We
thought
wouldn't
crown
have-
and
we wouldn't
down.
I
have
just thought only
anybody
crown was
left.
$5. and
9
I
o'clock
didn't
would
know.
roll around, all our customers would be passed out in the.
Right. Just starting off with crown bright and early, you know, at the beginning of it.
Hey,
No,
nothing like a head start.
Yeah.
It was so funny because I don't have to touch alcohol. I don't need have to be TABC
Yeah.
certified. I'm just a
Nope.
DJ. I'm a contractor as a
That's
DJ. And so I was telling Ashley, I think I should be allowed. She goes, no.
Well,
Kathleen said no.
Our
And I was
issue
like, no, I'm gonna get
is
it.
if any of our staff becomes inebriated, that really affects how the rest of the business goes for the night.
Man, let me tell you
So-
something.
Yeah, Ashley
Contract-
actually told us that we weren't
contract or
allowed
not.
to drink anymore while we were playing.
I know,
Did you
right?
get in trouble?
No.
No.
No, she just told me that. I mean, we told
Just
her
to be mean.
absolutely not. We would not agree to that,
Yeah,
but she
that-
did tell us that.
That's just Ashley getting a punch in, right? Just
Yeah.
like I gotta
I
frog
tried
my
to-
brother on the shoulder.
I tried to get her to come on
Oh,
the show today, but I don't know.
She was, over the weekend when you're not here.
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of stress on us. Everyone feels it, and you like having that strong, confident captain and the first officer you can turn to and go, hey, look, I've got a question.
Yeah.
And there's times where you're here and I've asked Ashley a question and she says, well, that's a Kathleen question. I go, no, that's an Ashley question.
It's Ashley.
Because if
Don't
I have
ask
to go
me.
ask her, then the answer is no, and I'm just not going to do it.
I am the queen of no's.
I was like, well, and it's not because just of that, but it's the fact that you entrusted us to do something.
Yeah.
And the individual wanted me to play something that was a little bit controversial.
Oh,
And I can't do
ooh.
that.
There
And
are some songs that Kathleen will lose her ever-loving mind over.
You
if
would
they
have
come
lost it
across
on
the-
this one. And it's my fault. I
If you
lied. I
see
said
me-
for $100
You
I'll
see
play
me
anything.
power walk into your DJ booth and you just played a song that
You know,
is gross,
you-
then
no
I'm
names
coming to get
mentioned.
you.
No names mentioned. But if you pick an 8-minute song that's a rival biker club song, rollout song, I can't play that. I can play the Aggie fight song because it's about 1 minute and 48 seconds long.
Well, also too, 100 ain't what 100 used to be.
No, no, no.
That's no lie.
You know, and my dad bet on my little brother. Back then, they didn't tell if it was a boy or girl, so you were trying to see if it. So he bet my uncle $20 it would be like one way or another. And my uncle wrote on the $20 bill, and my little brother still has that $20 bill in a frame at his house. And I told Matthew, I was like, you know, $20, 40 something years ago, that was a lot of money.
Yeah, well, that was at least 100.
Yeah, $5 you can buy.
You
a
know,
whole-
now if somebody wants to hear Sweet Home Alabama, it's 1,000. It's not 100 anymore.
Right?
It's
That's a
1,000.
long song, and there's a lot to it,
Yeah.
right? Freebird, any of those things that, you know, take a lot out of you. I know a guy one night paid $350 to the piano bar to hear the Wallflowers One Headlight, which is
The
like
piano bar will do it too.
a
do
5.5,
it. Yeah.
6-minute song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and it's all the piano player singing it. I mean,
Yeah.
at that one. So he's got to strum the keys.
That's what
him
I
and the other guy.
want
I'm
to
like,
do
"Ugh."
here one night is
Have a
dueling
piano-
pianos.
dueling pianos?
I think that would be so cool.
Yeah, I know a
That's my
guy.
favorite place in downtown to go is Pete's Piano Bar.
Yeah, actually my buddy Kyle Level, he's the GM of the Addison one and Fort Worth one and I think
wow.
one other one.
Well, hail.
Well, I'm 100%
Hook a
straight,
sister
but I
up.
want y'all to do that male review
I know.
Yeah,
I know. Somebody
because-
else around here is already doing it though.
because.
Somebody beat us to the
Oh,
punch.
really?
Probably because they heard you talking about it.
Probably.
I think
You know, I got to talk about things for like
that brought
know,
crazy out the woodwork.
90 days before I actually do it.
What was it? I missed
The
it, I
male
guess.
review.
Hunks.
It was like
The hunk
hunks,
show.
the strippers or whatever, the male strippers, and
Yeah, I'm shocked I missed that. I don't.
oh man, there were guys
that was-
waiting at the door
That was
for whenever they
5
were
years
allowing
ago.
the men
Yeah, I
to
remember
come
that.
in.
Yeah.
There were guys waiting at the door wearing their cologne in their fast run. I got to get to be the first one in there. Those ladies going to be ready for me now that the
Yeah.
hunks are leaving. You know.
Yeah, it's
They're
like
going
hooking
out
up with a
getting in
chick
the
after a
van.
George Strait
Hey,
concert in the
right.
90s.
Hey, you know who you need to ask about that Hunks show
No names.
that was here at Hoots?
Can we have-
Lisa?
Well, close.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, say it now.
Yeah.
Well, Bill.
Oh.
You got to ask Bill his experience with the Hunks show.
I will. I'll do that.
Yeah, ask him next time you see him. Like, I heard you got some stories to tell about the Hunks show.
Are y'all just totally bothered after they leave? Or you just like
Oh,
you run over
well,
to Steven and give him kissy face?
Bill
right then
was
and there?
bothered because, you know, it was Bill, Steven, and Mark that worked that night.
Yeah.
Oh,
No
so,
girls got to work.
So the boys had to see all the washboard abs.
Well, they
walking
had
around.
They had to take care of everything.
Oh, I bet that was rough.
Yeah.
I bet that
Yeah,
was.
you need to ask him.
Yeah.
He's got some great.
If you ever get a
stories
chance to
on-
do that, go ahead and pass on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just don't want to work that one. You don't want to
Right.
work that one.
Right.
All right. So what do we have coming up? Because we're going to lose you here in a second. We're going to go to commercial.
So this tonight's Wednesday. Every Wednesday we're doing free dance lessons 7 to 9 with $15 buckets, free pool, free darts. Thursdays are Thirsty Thursdays, so we're gonna have Colin will be bartending, free pool all night, free darts all night, $15 buckets, $5 margaritas, $4 wells. And then this Friday we've got the Party Hardy Band. Ladies are free till 9 o'clock. And again on the $5 Crown and Downs and $4 wells. And then Saturday we've got Stone River Band.
Sunday's always fun day.
Yep, Sunday Fun Day with Ken Folk Cornhole. We actually have one of the cornhole players having her birthday party here this Sunday, so it's going to be a good one,
Oh, there
good
you
fun
go.
day. And then Monday will be our music summer music series. We'll have Aaron Copeland and Joey Green
Joey Green.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. 8 to 10:30 on Mondays. No cover for that, so come on down.
I wanted to point out a lot of artists do pop their head in, so it might not just be Aaron Copeland and
Yeah.
whoever his guest is that night, Joey Green.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, Austin Seals popped in.
Garrett Glover.
Glover.
We've had different ones come in. They jump up there and they sing a few songs, and it's free.
Yeah, and it's a fun time. It's more of an intimate music setting, so you actually
Right.
get to sit and enjoy the artist and sit and listen to the music on a weekend night. It's hopping in here and it's busy, so you might not get to sit back and enjoy. So that's why I love Mondays, is just because I like to come and sit and listen and enjoy the crowd.
I think it's funny that people they get to interact with the artist on that night more than anything else, because it's quieter in here. We do turn the music back on,
Sure.
but it's a little bit quieter because there's less of us in here, and you get to interact. I've had people come up to me and they're, "Who are you?" And I say, "Oh, I'm Mike Wilshire." "Oh, I recognize the voice from the podcast now."
Right.
And they're like, "Wow, you're just like you are on the radio. You're not different. You don't turn it off when you're." Nope. This is my
All the
personality. All the time. This bubbliness is very, very annoying. I get told all the time, but I'm always in a good mood. It's just,
You are always.
I think most of the guys are like that too, and that's, I'm a fan of acoustic shows, I don't play them as much as I used to just because I'm busy and stuff,
Sure.
but the whole reason people started doing acoustic shows is because you got to hear the artist
Right.
without the hustle and bustle of maybe a primetime Saturday night full
Right.
band show. And, like you said, it's a little more intimate. You might hear some songs, some stuff that they don't play with their full band.
Right.
I know when we do acoustic stuff, I do a bunch of stuff that we don't do full band.
right.
Just because something will pop in your head, and sometimes when it gets in your head, the only way to get it out is to play.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, for sure.
And I know that y'all got like 9 pedals up there in front of you if you're lead guitar, and the bass has got just as many pedals over there. The keyboard's got, the drums are pounding. It's a whole different thing.
Sure.
And we're back here. Even right now, I know doing stand-up comedy, you can't see past the lights, and the closer you are up to them. So you don't know, you have to listen to see if the audience is even engaging with you. You can't see the facial expressions. So when you're doing the acoustic show, it's just you.
Yeah.
You're up there on that stage with the guitar, and you see everybody.
Well, and it's
you know,
fun too because you can interact more with the crowd when you're acoustic. You can
Oh yeah,
joke back and forth, or
and they do.
yeah, they
Them
do.
boys do.
But
They-
you always, even when you're playing full band, you always go around and visit and chat with everybody on your breaks.
Yeah, I try to.
That matters to people.
I just want to thank them.
Sure.
I mean, they paid their money to come out and see us, and
It matters to them.
I've been fortunate enough to be doing this for a long time. And if people are still paying money to come and see me, I want to tell them thanks.
Absolutely.
I would put out there to any artist, take advice from that man, that you need to interact with the audience
Yeah.
in between sets, because they're going to come back to see you. We have people who are loyal fans to many different bands that they would have never heard had they not just come out on a Friday or a Saturday
Agreed.
night.
Agreed.
And those guys are the guys that are out there taking pictures with them.
Yeah.
I can't stress how much that builds your following as an artist, and it's what's going to help you, because if you go and cocoon in the green room, nobody's going to remember who you were.
Right.
But they'll always remember he stuck his arm around me, took that photo, we talked for a hot minute.
Well, it sounds cliche, we get to do what we do because people come out, and enjoy it and afford us that opportunity. To me, if you don't try to, at least shake their hand and tell them thanks,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, it makes them feel special too. It makes them, and it makes the memory last.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well,
but you've
we're-
always done that.
We're right at the first break,
All right.
you guys.
Well,
And
I'm hopping off, so I'll see y'all next
Kathleen's
week.
going to step out, and I'm going to take us to commercial. Y'all stick around, and we'll be right back. And we're back. All right, so we got to fill everybody in on this. Mike Waz here with Mike Wilshire, the MWs, man.
Yeah.
And off stage, we have your best bud drove in from Missouri,
Kansas City, yeah.
Kansas City.
Kansas City, Missouri, yeah.
And so he's chiming in from the peanut gallery, telling us stories.
But he won't get his big ass up here to have fun with us.
Yeah, he don't want to come up here on the stage with us and talk. because actually he's smaller, I think, in both of them.
Camera adds 50 pounds. So.
I know, right? I actually weigh 125, and the camera added 50 pounds to me.
What they don't know is there's 3 cameras.
Right. It just keeps adding. Every time it looks at us, it just keeps adding, right? Oh, man. So, hey, I always ask this of all the guys that come on the show, the bands and stuff. What's the funniest things that happen when you're on the stage?
Usually it's something between the guys up there. You know,
Okay.
we'll see something. You know, because I always call it. You know, I always say, man, you see everything from the perch.
Yes.
You know.
Yep.
So somebody will do something, or you know, something inadvertently happens to a lady that she didn't mean for it to happen, or something.
Costume malfunction.
Yeah, wardrobe malfunction, you know, or something like that.
Yeah, the flashers.
And you just immediately look around at all your buddies and see who else saw
Did I
it.
just see that?
And
Yeah.
and whoever else saw it, you just immediately start laughing with that person, and you kind of got your shit back together to, you know, finish the song or whatever. It's
Truly hilarious.
yeah,
Truly hilarious.
yeah, that's funny.
And now what I like to tell people when they ask me that is the worst thing we ever want to see is anyone take a fall. Whenever you fall right in front of us, in front of the stage, the show's still going on, the show must go on, but others of us that work here jump in to try to help. That's why we're always no drinks on the floor, that kind of stuff. All that stuff is serious. But the wardrobe malfunctions are always hilarious
Yep.
because you're like, next time wear a shirt with straps, something to help hold everything up.
Well, and sometimes they're intentional.
And then there's the intentional ones that the flashers.
Yeah.
And the flashers always make me laugh because we're not young anymore.
Right.
We are not 20 years old, ladies. And so when you flash us, we're really not going to get the response that you probably expect from a younger fella going, woo!
I can agree with that.
We're kind of like, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll sign them later when I get off the stage, right? I got a pen over there, I'll autograph them type of thing. That's always fun for me. I think one of the funniest things ever was a young lady somewhere at another location was trying to get away from security and ran through the green room and off the front of the stage and jumped off the front of the stage and then ran through the bar somewhere.
Atta girl.
And just right through the band performing. And I was like, that was awesome.
You know, hey,
Yeah, like, hey, if you can get away from them, you know, security didn't
what's
want to
the
hear
goal
us.
here? You know.
Security's like, which way did she go in there? Y'all are like, which way did who go? We didn't even notice. We thought that's part of the show.
Yeah.
That was that point of time whenever they come jumping through. What's one of your favorite songs to cover?
Well, I mean, you know, we're like I kind of said before, we're old school guys. I'm a big Haggard guy. To me, Haggard's the king.
Yep.
Best
Merle.
singer-songwriter of all time.
Merle.
In my opinion, he always will be. You know, so we do a bunch of that stuff. Like I said, I mean, we don't play many originals. Just quite honestly, you know, we're kind of to the point in our lives where we're not trying to, you know, like Aaron Copeland, you know, he's got albums he's trying to push. He's still got a goal. He's young enough and he's good enough that he can still do that.
Yep.
You know, and we're good players, don't get me wrong. That's not our agenda anymore. So we play enough current cover stuff to keep us working and playing current stuff that people know and stuff like that. But what we really like is, you know, the old Haggard stuff, the Eagles stuff, you know.
Well, you guys are true entertainers. I know that about watching y'all. You come out and you give the people what they want for them to enjoy their night.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Or we try to, anyway.
and with music, a lot of things that once were old come back around. And I know that, like, whenever my kids were little, we had Guitar Hero, and all of a sudden the songs that I knew from
Yeah,
the
they're
80s
cool again.
and 90s were cool because they were playing them on Guitar Hero.
Yep.
And I was learning a Taylor Swift song because I didn't even know who she was. She was so young at that time whenever my kids were young.
You're just trying to get the
But
high
it was-
score.
Yeah, and all of a sudden I noticed that I know the words to this song because we played it enough
Yep.
on Guitar Hero. And so, I mean, you'll find, and there's times where I've gotten in a car with somebody else that's younger, and I'm like, you're listening to AC/DC? oh man, they're the greatest of all time,
Yeah.
you know. And I just recently got into Rush, and I'm starting to listen. And then, or you get into a car with someone, and again, they're listening to Merle Haggard or old Hank Williams, the originals, you know.
Well, my wife and I were watching TV last night. This just happened last night, and there's a new movie coming out that's like an animated cartoon type movie that, you know, obviously is a kid movie. And the song that they were playing over the trailer for the movie was Sweet Child of Mine.
Huh.
You know, and I mean, I literally looked at my wife and I was like, man, that is amazing that after all these years, the song, you know, because when that song came out, that was heavy shit. You know, that was hard stuff. You know, and now it's, you know,
Yeah, your parents
to a
didn't-
kid movie,
My parents were very religious. We didn't get to listen to that.
right.
Stuff when I was
You
young.
know what I mean? I mean,
You know, and it's funny because one day we're going to walk into a nursing home and they're going to be playing Sweet Child of Mine over the, you know, we're going to be playing our music.
well, I remember the first time I was driving around listening to 92.5, you know, the classic rock station, and Janie's Got a Gun came on.
Right.
And I'm like,
that's on the classic
shit.
rock
Here-
station.
okay,
You're
here
like,
it is.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
need to pull over the side of the road. I need to kill myself
Yeah,
right now.
I'm
'cause
here
it's
now.
just- it's I'm old now. I'm on the classic radio.
I'm the guy.
They're still touring. You can't put them on classic rock if they're still touring.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the Rolling Stones are 107 years old, you know. And Merle, let's go back and pick on Merle for just a minute. Merle truly was like that person that had the, you know, that played the fiddle all the way up to his death, and then right there at the end before he fell into the grave,
Yeah.
just went deet 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 deet, and
Yeah.
it fell over.
I mean, it's
Merle
true. And I don't know how many people
performed.
know this, but I mean, you know, about a week before he died, he told his youngest son Ben, he said, you know, I'm gonna die on my damn birthday. You know, and he said it like that. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, April 6, 2016,
Boom, he killed
they eat
over, huh?
breakfast, you know, at the house. He goes out, gets on the bus, never gets off.
Never gets off the bus.
You
Wow.
know, or I guess-
Conway Twitty died on a tour bus.
Yep.
I think there's a lot
Aneurysm,
of them.
yeah.
Aneurysm. You know, there's a lot of people who, these are like you guys. They're entertainers. They're going to perform till they can't perform anymore. And in Merle's case and Conway's case, it took death to where they couldn't perform anymore.
Yeah, and I think Willie will be like that.
Yeah.
You know, God forbid the day he passes, you know, but, you know, some of those guys, it's just, you know,
Well, I mean, Toby, you hear him that "Don't Let the Old Man In."
wow. How
was
powerful
like,
is that?
God, when you saw that, all I could think of whenever I saw him looking like that, and I get goosebumps just thinking.
Yeah, I mean,
about
I
it.
just did as well. Yeah.
I get to thinking about John Wayne when he gave that speech right before he died at the Oscars, and they had to put a wetsuit on John Wayne underneath that tuxedo, kind of to help him keep warm because he was so thin
Is that right?
from the cancer. And
I
so
didn't know
when you
that.
look at him, I mean, his son was doing an interview talking about it, and they had put a wetsuit on underneath him, and that's when after I saw that, I was just kind of like, he's going. You know?
That was
I
his
mean, he
swan
was so-
song.
Yeah, he was.
But I mean,
what a way to go out.
how many entertainers, I mean, yeah.
I mean,
you
I
know?
want to go out with a laugh. I always tell everybody, you know, I want my 911 tape to be the funniest thing y'all ever heard before I die, because it's just going to be something like, well, I don't know. I thought I saw a girl out in my back. Oh, yeah, there is. Oh, wow, she looks mad. And then, like, that's everybody's like, did you hear how Mike died? It was on 911. Hold on, let's find it on YouTube. You
Yeah.
know? Just
Google it
something-
right now. Google
Just
it.
something hilarious, you know what I mean? But for Toby, strumming that guitar and wowing the audience one more time.
And his voice was still on point.
Oh, yeah.
It was
yeah.
still on point. You know,
John Conley's the same way. John
Yeah.
Conley, I heard him not too long ago, and I'm like, dude, he did that Common Man, and I'm like, he sounds the same. you
I
know?
opened a show for him in just south of Kansas City at this place called the Neon Buzzard. Mm-hmm. This was in the 90s. Mm-hmm. You know, one of the first like big people that I ever opened for. And I just remember after the show him talking to me, and I was, you know, it was like the first time a guy ever let me on their bus, and you know, I was just in awe and talking to him about that. And he's, you know, like come to find out, he like did all his own maintenance on the bus.
Oh, yeah.
Like he was the relief
Yeah,
driver.
yeah.
You know.
He's a little dude.
Yeah,
Like,
he's about that tall.
Yeah, so whenever I was because only time I'd ever seen him was in the 70s and 80s movies that he might be up on stage singing
Right.
in a movie. They had him in. I don't know. I think Tanya Tucker and Dirk Benedict did a movie. I'm showing my age there, and he was on stage singing in it.
George
and
Peach.
You see this, yeah. You see these. You remember the movie?
I do remember the movie.
But
yeah.
I just
That's
I don't know
weird.
if that's it.
God damn, that's
but
weird.
he's just, you see him and on camera, they look like they're larger than life. And
Yeah.
then whenever I went to take the photo with him, he goes, "You need to step off that curb, son." He goes, "You standing up on that curb, you're gonna make me look even shorter than I am." And so I'm 6'1". I stood off the curb and I'm standing next to him, and it looks like I'm still standing on stilts next
Yeah.
to this guy.
He was a cool guy, man. I only met him that one time, and he was telling me, and like now I listen to a bunch of podcasts. And, my office, that my day job is in Dallas, so I commute 3 or 4 days a week. And usually when I'm in the car, believe it or not, I'm not listening to music. I'm listening to
Me
podcasts.
too. I'm listening to
And
somebody doing it.
he had a box. Remember the old cassette?
I remember those.
Zippers
Yeah,
on them,
yeah,
and had,
yeah.
and they were all recorded Paul Harvey tapes.
Oh my God.
And when he would drive, when he would relieve the bus driver, that's what he would
what he'd
listen
listen to was Paul
is the
Harvey
rest of the
tapes,
story
yeah.
with Paul Harvey.
Oh my God, that take you back, right?
Yeah.
That'll take you back. Who are you most starstruck that you ever met? Like just in awe. At a country music artist, mine was Charlie Pride.
Merle.
Merle.
I did have the chance to
got the
meet
chance to
Merle
meet
one
Merle.
time, and we were at,
Never got to meet Merle.
he had a show at Cowboys in Dallas, and it was back in the late 90s, and I was kind of starting to get momentum as a musician. I knew some of the guys there, and I got to meet him, and my wife, Heather, at the time was about 8.5 months pregnant.
Oh wow.
And we were standing out in front of the stage, and Noel Haggard opened for Merle, and when Noel got done, he came out and he was talking to us, and I was like, man, is there a place she can sit down? And Merle's wife, Teresa, I don't know if you've ever been to Red River, but on the sides of the stage, there's like stairs that go down out to the crowd, and Merle's wife, Teresa, was sitting stage left on the stairs, and Noel kind of looked at her, and she did like that, and my wife went up and sat and watched the rest of the Haggard concert with Merle's wife, Teresa.
8.5 months pregnant.
8.5 months pregnant, yep.
That's a trooper. She went up there and she was standing most of that time. Huh?
Yeah, true story.
Poor thing. Yeah, mine was Charlie Pride. I was just, you could see hearts coming off my head.
Oh yeah, what a
It was
voice.
just, and he, and I told him, I was like, I grew up listening to your records as a child. I was born in '74, so I grew up listening to your records. And I said, my grandmother loved you. And he goes, what year was your grandmother born in? I was like, 1915. He goes, kind of odd, huh? And I was like, well, yes, but so many other people love you so much in country music that he goes, I give my whole credit to the other people that just embraced me right whenever I showed up. He goes, my career took off.
He's a legend.
But if your voice is, for anyone, if your voice is good and you got the gift and you can entertain, I think it was Pat Green said if you play the guitar and sing a song, you can play the guitar and sing a song, some girl's going to talk to you.
You bet.
Well, if you can play the guitar and sing a song, somebody's going to come hear you,
Yeah.
And I get to pick on him just a little bit. We're in between on our commercial break. We're refueling and doing our stuff, and somebody pulled him aside and was like, I don't like seeing you. I don't like seeing you on the side guitar. You need to be up there in the front.
Oh yeah.
She want to hear you sing and get you, that's a big jump for you, isn't it? I mean, to go, but I mean, you still lead, you still sing songs whenever you're playing the bass.
Yeah.
'Cause you're-
like I said, I think, we're all from, everybody in Stone River is kind of from this area, and I think they just get so programmed at seeing people in their spot. So when they see me playing bass instead of being out front, they immediately just want to not like it.
And I get asked all the time if y'all are backbiting towards other bands. And this is absolutely my favorite question that I get to answer, because I get to tell everyone, in all honesty, as much as I usually make jokes and would say, oh, this one hates this one, never seen it. Y'all are all very good with each other.
Oh yeah.
There's enough of this market to share for everybody. And you don't want to play here every Saturday. If you played here every Saturday, people would start going somewhere else. You want to be on a little circuit that you run around and play different locations.
And at the beginning of this year, when this place went non-smoking, we had a show here for my birthday, and our buddy Aaron Copeland, he held the record, attendance record here, and then on my birthday we beat him by something silly, 20, 30 people,
Still a win, Aaron.
I think he had 450 or 470, and we had like 486, and then
Still a win.
and somebody posted something about the next week, and I did post it, and I mean, for sure was directing this towards Aaron, just because, I love him, but we have healthy competition, it makes iron sharpens iron, you know what I mean? And, and I, 486, new record, whatever, and then Aaron had another show like 2 weeks after that, and Monday morning made a Facebook post that I'm sure was directed towards me. He said, I want to thank all 510 people that came out Saturday night.
Good. Touche, right? You're like, I love
So it's
it.
like, but I mean, the deal is what we're doing is, letting people know that that Hoots is here, that it's non-smoking now, that there's been some changes made. It's not, the chip in, there was in 94, and it's different, and we got good musicians here. Jesse Jennings plays here, and our buddies Big in Vegas play. I mean, there's good bands that play here, and the more good bands we get here, the more it behooves all of us, because people will frequent the place more,
And all those comments that you put on Facebook, all that goes into an algorithm. You plug in this many people, throwing Aaron Copeland's name out there, that just puts people, who's Aaron Copeland? They go look. And it just helps us that much more. I mean, I do it all the time with myself. I did a post from my ranch the other day, and Kathleen goes, why did you put one of your personal posts on you were at the ranch and you did? I said, yeah, but it was about the Hoots Happening podcast. It was my day off, and I was still working on editing stuff, and so I went ahead and plugged and did a post. Me and my dog, just the two of us there at the ranch sitting there. And I've got a very manly dog. It's a Yorkshire Terrier. So,
sounds manly, yeah.
It's me, Beefcake, and this little yip yapper that's about that big. That when she goes to sleep in the bed, she weighs 250 pounds. You're like, the littlest dogs are always the most dangerous, right?
They bite the most, yeah.
If you could get that attitude into a German Shepherd or a Rottweiler,
be over with.
it'd be over. Yeah, we'd all be dead. That's awesome. So plug where you got next. You got this coming up on Saturday, and then where y'all gonna be in the future?
So we got, we're here Saturday. Then we're off the weekend after that, thank God. This will be the first weekend we've had off in June, and we're old. We usually like to have a couple weeks off, so
Right.
we're gonna enjoy that one. And then July 4th, we're teaming up with our brothers in the Neon Prophets,
Okay.
the 90s country band, who's Steven, the singer of Motel Gypsies, plays bass in that band. Our other buddy Derek's lead singer. And we're doing the 4th of July fireworks show here in Burleson at Chisenhall Field. So we'll be there for that. Then July 5th, we're back at White Elephant. And then,
Downtown.
yeah. And then some other stuff in July coming up too. I'd have to look to be sure. I should have done a better job at prepping, but there's the next couple shows.
I come up the other day, and Garrett Glover was on the stage, and Jack Drew Jones was playing lead guitar for him. And I was introducing myself to the other ones, and Jack turns, he goes, and I'm Jack. And I was like, boy, I know who you are. I was like, you're like a guitar prostitute. I said, that's what y'all just go wherever someone's paying and you'll play that guitar. I said, I think it's awesome. I was like, I don't know what you even call it. Have guitar will travel, like the old hired guns of back in the day. You go wherever the riot is, you go wherever the war is. And it's awesome because it's a small world. I don't realize, just how many of us all know each other, because somebody reached out to me the other day. Is that a picture of you with Aaron Copeland? I'm like, yeah. You saw it on Facebook, right? It says his name, doesn't it? And he goes, no, you asked who it was. I asked if anyone knew who that guy was. He goes, I thought that was him. And he said, we saw him, and well, you can see him every Monday night now.
Yeah, there you go.
Come on in here and listen to him. Yeah, man, it's been great, dude. I appreciate you coming on the show. I know you're a busy man.
Hey, no problem, man. We had a day off, like we were talking about. My buddy came in from out of town, so we been out kind of just goofing off all day. Worked out great.
But you own businesses, you work, you actually, I always tell everybody, this equipment that y'all have up on stage isn't paid for off of your performances.
Usually not.
You have to have a day job to, have insurance and make sure that you have all the stuff that you need for the show. I know I did for a long time. Before all this equipment that's here is not bought off a podcast. Everything I have was bought off of a day job.
Yeah, sure.
Then it grew into the podcast being full-time for everyone. But life changes, and it's hot out there, and you took the day off to come in here and do this. I sure do appreciate it.
Man, I'm flattered that you asked. Happy to do it. Thank you very much.
Y'all know to stay tuned and tune in to the Hoots Happenings podcast. Do y'all have a website you want to plug, or is it on Facebook?
Yeah, we have just, we run a Facebook page, social media stuff, just your typical socials,
Plug in the band.
Yep.
And all of the ones that you're in, I think, have a one before it's over and done with, right?
Yep.
Awesome. You guys
That's it.
stay tuned and tune in to us, hit the like button and follow us, and we'll see y'all on down the road. Bye.
Thanks, guys.